Welcome to Monster Quads. Today we have a few things for you. First of all, we have some new bling we want to show you. We have the Hyperlite V4 motors, 2206, 25, 22 team editions from Pyro Drone. And we're also going to take the Hyperlite frame from them and convert it to a super stretch edition. So we're going to show you that. We also have the Hyperlite F4 board that's going to be running a race flight. So here we go. So we're going to start with the Hyperlite conversion. So this is the standard frame. So there's a standard front arms and rear arms. And if you order directly from Pyro Flip and put in the notation that you have this frame, and you're doing a conversion, by one of the front arms, it doesn't matter which one, so just go ahead and buy the quick change version, and to let him know, and he'll give you the stretch plates for free. So that's pretty awesome. What we're going to do is we're going to take the front long arms from the standard version, convert them to the rear, and then I'm going to take this quick release change version and put those in front, because the front are usually the first ones to break, or that you're going to break. So if these break, that we're going to do a quick change. If these eventually break, we'll buy a quick change version and put those in the rear too. So here we go. So these are the super stretch plates that are inside the bag still. You can see they're a little bit longer, and they're set up like this is the original version, and it's a little bit longer, and there's also the same configuration to have two front arms instead of a front and a rear arm the way it was originally. So this is the original non-quick change version that I had on the fronts that I'm going to put on the back, and these are the quick change versions. You can see it's just cut off there, so you can all you need is one screw to take off, and you don't have to loosen up the flight controller stack to remove the arm, or just loosen them up very slightly and then they'll just slide right out. So you know, I imagine that you can just Dremel off the tips off of this and it'll work just the same as the quick change version, but I don't have a current Dremel where I'm at, and I will maybe consider trying that later. So I wanted to show you what the quick change looked like, and this is the quick change in the front, and you know, you just have to remove that one screw and it just pulls right out. You just have to slightly unscrew the flight stack mounts, whereas here, even if I took that screw out, there's a hole there, and it's not cut out the same way as it is here with the quick change arms, and I'll have to undo the entire stack in order to get this arm off. So great design, works really well. So there she is, the Hyperlite F4 board installed. I didn't use any O-rings because this is a pretty clean gyro, and it's only going to run at 8K, so you know, the stack and O-rings is not necessary. It flies just fine whether you're on race flight or beta flight. If you're going to use anything like the Revolt that's going to run on 32K or has a very sensitive gyro, you might want to use the O-rings, but I would rather, check out with Pyro Flip RC. He's going to be selling some 45-degree offsets, so the 45-degree mount is going to sit where the flight controller sits, and then you take the flight controller, turn it 45 degrees, and it sits there at that angle, and you can put soft mount on that, whether you're using O-rings or any other type of mount. So keep that in mind when you're using this. What I do like about the Pyro, this is, by the way, works with the Revo targets, whether you're talking about beta flight or race flight. But there's the boot. It's not a boot pin or boot jumpers, it's a boot button. So a little easier to use on that sense. I've had those boot buttons, break before, but hopefully you don't have to mess with that too much. But otherwise, I really like this board. Okay, build is starting to shape up. You will notice a hollow titanium shaft. Very beautiful, nice looking 2206, 25, 22 team edition motors. Nice looking windings there, very tight. And notice that there is no C thingy there, a C clamp. It's a set screw instead, so really nice build. So I just wanted to show you what I use to mount the motors. Number one, this is a 3mm build, so it is very small and one of the biggest, very thin, or comparatively thin to what a lot of people aren't used to. So what I'd like to use the smallest screws. Okay, and the biggest issue with that is you don't want to have it so long that it gets near the winding or even remotely close to the winding. Otherwise, you'll have arcing. Your motors will get extremely hot. So I've used, I don't know what size these are, but they're the smallest ones that I've had. But I also use these split locking washers on the bottom to give it a little bit. So you decide. You probably won't need those if you use these small screws with like a 4mm build. But you know, I really do like this 3mm. It flies a lot nicer. Here's the finished product. Looks really good. Looks awesome with these beautiful, gorgeous motors. The V4s. I made some modifications. For the VTX, you can say I made a cutout up the top plate and I put it sideways so you have access and you can see the LED display. I didn't want to use this pigtail for the VTX, so I got this piece from the QAVX. You can buy that piece separately, and I bought one so that it can extend out the back. I mean, it's pretty safe. I've never had a problem breaking antennas that way. It's just as safe whether you go here or here, but it's up to you. And that's it. You know, I had a special mount done for the 1190s, and we'll see how she flies. Wow, I had to get this out really quick, but I wanted to tell everybody that a quarter throttle, it was taken off like a banshee. So make sure you set your min throttles correctly with these motors, this frame, and this type of setup, because these motors are incredible. Okay, so the other items I want to talk about today are the QAVX upgraded parts, or I call them bling parts, and you get these nice 28mm what do you call it, knurled standoffs. I got them from pyrofliprc.com, and the reason why I got them there is because he's got more colors. There's more colors to choose from, and you have the he also sells different anodized aluminum button head screws. Just be really careful because aluminum's still softer than the steel ones or the hardened versions that you get with kits or buy separately. But they're definitely lighter and they're really pretty. But so I ordered these extra standoffs, order 4, and use the extra ones for like the 3D mounted plates. This one is from Get FPV. It is printed by Great 3D for them. Different colors. There's a few different colors, but it's really nice because you see some other ones that extend all the way down. This is only held in place in 2 spots. One is there's a standoff there that's threaded through, and you use a tie strap in the back. I think the QAVX is a great platform for using an HD cam because you see how low the center of gravity, and it's just really close to the actual center of gravity of the quad. So it's a really nice flying machine this way. So it counterbalances the LiPo on the bottom. So it's very maneuverable. It feels very nice when you're flying. But check it out. I think it's great. I mean, another reason why you buy extra standoffs, some nice bling ones, is you keep this in here and you pull this off, and then you can put the, you know, just the other standoffs in there, sort of a quick change thing if you want to fly with or without your HD camera mount. And that's it.